What's up, what's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, and you know what's coming up because I'm standing. I have a SummerSlam logo behind me. It looks nice. I'm probably blocking the SummerSlam part right now, so all you see is the outline and then kind of like a star behind me because that's the logo we're looking at. But I'm talking some wrestling today, some wrestling as we like to say here at MVP, and talking SummerSlam. Gonna give my predictions. How I do it is, if you're new, I kind of order it in what I'm least excited for all the way to what I'm most excited for. I'm going to give you my thoughts, who I want to win, and then my actual prediction. My last predictions through Extreme Rules, I went through it today. I was 6 right, 5 wrong. So I was in the right side, but there were a lot of them though, where some of them, I'm just going to say like little asterisks. There were a lot of those on the wrong side that I was like, man, I really want this person to win, but I don't think they're going to win. And I should have stuck to my gut. I know it's big, but I should have stuck to my gut. Let's see if I do it, and let's get right into our SummerSlam predictions. And let's jump into the first one. I'll be completely honest. This first one is, I don't watch 205 Live. I should, but I'm doing a lot here for MVP. By the time I get home, I'm like, damn, I missed 205 Live, and I never get going back to rewatch it on WWE Network. So the Cruiserweight title between Cedric Alexander and Drew Gulak. This is the first one I'm looking at. I'm just going to go with the easy one. Alexander's going to retain. I think this will be the first match on the card. It'll be a fun little Cruiserweight 205 battle. I think Alexander will keep the title, and then we'll move right into the next match. Then we got the match that, I'll be completely honest, I don't know what to think of this match at all, or not really this match, of this feud between Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. Because first off, I feel like, really, this is how we're going to use Finn Balor? We're going to put him up against Baron Corbin, who A, has a power complex because he's the Constable of Raw, and then 2, has an inferiority complex because he keeps calling Finn Balor short. That's the whole thing. I get it. I get it, Baron. You're taller than Finn. He is shorter than you. I'm not really excited for this one. I'm going to be rooting for Finn to win this one. I'm just going to go ahead and predict it. Finn wins this one. He beats Baron Corbin because that's what I want to happen. This is a pure, what does Ricky Widmer want? I want Finn to beat him. I want Finn to destroy him. I want him to, boom, coup de grace at the end. 1, 2, 3 for the pin. Finn Balor over Baron Corbin at SummerSlam. Little editor note here. I know I just finished that one. Dave just posted a good thing that I'm going to ask you guys. Do we get the Demon at SummerSlam? I'm also at the end going to do possible surprises that could happen. I want to know from you guys. Do we get the Demon at SummerSlam? Let me know down below in those comments. And then next up, we got the mixed tag team match between a little bit of Rusev Day, a little bit of Lana Day, and then we're going with Vega and Almas. This whole storyline, to be honest with me, has made me angry because WWE is doing Aiden English wrong. And for me, I feel sorry for him after each and every SmackDown. It's not his fault. It is not his fault that he's been put in these situations. Rusev needs to man up and apologize to him, and they need to be friends again. That's what they need. They need to be friends again. With this one, it's easy. I'm going to be rooting for Rusev and Lana. I really, like, it's not that when I say I don't like them, it's not like, ooh, I hate them. It's just, I get their character, and they're very easily to hate, especially Zelina Vega, and I just don't like them. So I want Rusev and Lana to win this match. I also want Rusev. I want Aiden English to come out there and be the support. I want this to be mended because Rusev Day needs to rule again, and I feel like it can't rule until English, Rusev, and Lana are all on the same page. I expect that to happen. That's going to be my prediction. I want Rusev and Lana to win. They are going to win, and they are going to beat the tag match of Almas and Vega at SummerSlam. And then the next one, we got our first championship of the prediction video, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. We got the Bludgeon Brothers. We have the New Day. And this one should be a little higher, but I'll be honest, there's a lot of other matches that I am really excited for. And this is where the show, the video starts to heat up. Because first off, the Bludgeon Brothers, I get what they're doing with them, but I just wish I saw them more, like in matches, where I feel like the only 2 times I see them is pay-per-views, and right before pay-per-views when they want to send a message like they did on SmackDown this week, just completely demolishing their opponents and sending the New Day a message. Besides that, it was, they beat, what, Gallows and Anderson at Money in the Bank. That was like a 2-minute match, and it was like, what? Was that a match? Did I just watch that on the pre-show? And then they won again at Extreme Rules, beating Team Hell No. And with this one, I'll be honest, I'm rooting for the New Day. No matter if it's Big E and Kofi, if it's Big E and Xavier, I am rooting for the New Day in this one. Do I think they'll get the win? I'm going to go with no. I'm going to stay that they're going to keep the title on the Bludgeon Brothers. This train is just going to keep going. But I do think it would be really nice for the New Day to get the titles and be tag team champions on SmackDown. I love what they've been throwing down with the pancakes and the whole tournament they've had with like Sanity and the Usos. But I do think in the end, although I'll be rooting for the New Day, it will be the Bludgeon Brothers that win this Sunday at SummerSlam. And this is just going to take us right into the Raw Tag Team Championship between the B Team and the Revival. And this one pains me because watching Raw this past Monday, or the clips from Raw this past Monday, I really don't like how this ended for the Destroyer of Worlds. Like, we got to delete, and there won't be any deleting done, or will there at SummerSlam? I'm thinking they're going to show up in some way to kind of spoil this for maybe the Revival, because the Destroyer of Worlds want to be in the tag team discussion. They had a fluke win where the Revival had it. They were ready to pin down Bray Wyatt, and then boom, another fluke win for the B Team. With this one, I don't really know who to root for, because I'll be honest, out of the 3, I'm a delete guy. Like, I'm going to delete all day. That is what I am going to do. But it just, if I had to give a prediction, I'm going to go with the B Team. They're going to keep it. It'll be another fluky win. Like, Destroyer of Worlds get involved. Revival don't win. DQ. The belts stay on the B Team. But this is one where I'm like, man, like, I'm surprised that it's, oh, the Revival and the B Team and the Destroyer of Worlds, are they being cut out of it and used for something else, or is this going to just snowball between the 3 even more? But got to go with the B Team at SummerSlam. And then the next 2 kind of go hand in hand. The first one's going to be Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. And for me, this one would be the most exciting one if it wasn't for all the championship matches that we have on this one. And I kind of linked this one to the Universal title match I'll get into right after this. But with Braun and KO, I don't really know what's going to happen here. I've been under the assumption that the Universal title match doesn't matter because we're going to get an Alexa Bliss situation where the Money in the Bank winner, Braun Strowman right now, comes in, cashes it out, where Brock doesn't want to lose to, I'll get to that later. Let's talk about Braun and KO. I think that Braun is going to win. Well, that's me saying I want Braun to win. I think there's a chance that KO could take this, and it really depends on which way WWE wants to go. I don't see them giving the briefcase to Kevin Owens, because then why did you give it to Braun in the first place? Plus, you got merchandising of Monster in the Bank t-shirts. He can't sell those if he loses the contract at SummerSlam. It's an interesting storyline. I'm going to be rooting for Braun Strowman. Do I think he wins? No. I think they're going to, or do I think he wins? Yes. KO is going to lose. Getting mixed up in this head. It is late here on a Thursday. But this is one that I could see maybe being the surprise of the night. The one thing that I do know, getting into the Universal title match now, is whoever wins this cash-in or this contract for the Money in the Bank, they're cashing in tonight. Because like I was going to say, Brock does not want to lose to Roman. We don't want, well, I know we don't want, but the WWE seems to want to force them down our throat. We don't want to see the belt on Roman Reigns and, you know, the big dog, and ooh, if you had me around, Kurt wouldn't have got 5-starred by Brock, just sometimes I don't understand what's going on. But for me, I feel like whoever wins, I feel like this is going to happen. Brock and Roman are going to do their thing. Spears all over the place. Brock's going to get up. Brock's going to go to win. Boom. Braun Strowman comes in, hits him with the freaking case, and he pins one of them. Either Roman or Brock. Probably Brock, because that's the champion. He'll hit Brock in the face with the case. 1, 2, 3. Braun wins the Universal title at SummerSlam. And then we move on. Brock didn't lose to Roman. We can all be happy. And Roman did not win the title. So if you go into who I'm rooting for in the Universal bout, it's Braun, I guess, because I'm not rooting for Brock and I'm definitely not rooting for Roman. So I think Braun is going to cash in and be the one who wins the Universal title. And then we got another fun match. This one coming over from the Blue Brandon. It's Daniel Bryan. It's The Miz. I can't wait for this one. Like I've said on many of these, they should probably be higher, but AJ Samoa Joe's on this card. Ronda Alexa Bliss. You've got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. There are matches that I'm more excited for than this one, but it's like splitting hairs when we get through this last part of the list. And this is one, if you haven't seen the 3-part little series they showed on SmackDown, oh, it's amazing. You got to go see it. The 3-part kind of going through the rivalry that we have against Daniel Bryan with The Miz. And for this one, I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm just hoping for a good show from this match. And the thing that I think is going to happen is I'm going to pick Daniel Bryan to win this one, but there's a small part of me, and I'll ask you, do you think there's a chance that they let The Miz win this match? Like for me, I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan. Yes, 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 that's what they want to do, plus good triumphs over evil. Or do you let The Miz win this one and you just let it keep going? The whole rookie pro debacle that they've been going through, the I'm better than you, the Miz in this little 3-part thing they showed on SmackDown where he's like, this isn't, you don't need me for this. I was your make it match. I am not your prove it match. And are they going to let him win to kind of fuel the fire between him and Daniel Bryan? I think it would be great if The Miz won. I just think they're going to go with Daniel Bryan. They're going to go with that, the return. He's overcoming this demon. He is shutting this chapter in his life, kind of like they've already shut the chapter, weirdly, but they shut it with Team Hell No, and he'll move on to his next chapter, his next story within the WWE. And next we've got the United States Championship between Shinsuke Nakamura and Jeff Hardy. And for this one, the big thing that I'm just going to say is I am not looking forward. Let me rephrase this. I'm looking forward to this match not because of Shinsuke, not because of Jeff Hardy, because of the one person who's not in this match, but I know we're going to see in this match, the legend killer, Randy Orton. And that's the whole thing I'm looking at for this one is how does he get involved? Shinsuke is winning this match either by DQ or by Randy Orton getting involved and letting Shinsuke pin Jeff Hardy. I'm going to be rooting for Jeff Hardy. I like Jeff Hardy. He's the guy I'm rooting for in this. But I know Randy Orton is going to get involved in some way, and he is just going to ruin this for Jeff Hardy. He is not done. We saw at SmackDown after the Jeff Hardy match and Shinsuke get involved to try to mess with him. Randy Orton was sitting there like a predator stalking his prey. The apex predator is waiting. And that's the thing I can't wait for this one. I'm going to be rooting for Jeff Hardy. I can't wait to see Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And I think it's going to be a Shinsuke win with the help from Randy Orton because he just wants to destroy Jeff Hardy. And let's stick right along with the SmackDown, the Blue Brand, and we are looking at the triple threat match between Mella Is Money, between Becky Lynch, between Charlotte Flair. And this is a match to where what will Mella do to try to get her way out of this one? Will she be able to? I don't think so. There's not going to be a James Ellsworth. There's not going to be any kind of trickery. She's going to try, but there's no trickery here. this is a tough one for me because I know who I want to win, and it's Becky Lynch. Because when we were sitting Money in the Bank, there were two women that I wanted to win that Money in the Bank contract. One was Alexa Bliss. She won it. She's now the champion. We're getting our whole Alexa Ronda thing. I'll get to that in a little bit. But the other one was Becky Lynch because I felt like for the past few months here on WWE that she just deserves a shot. She deserves her shot, and she would be a great champion. Then they added Charlotte Flair into the mix, and I'm like, well, I still want Becky to win, but I think they're going to give it to Charlotte. And the reason why I say that is you've noticed between Charlotte and Becky, yeah, they're trying to keep that friend thing alive. They're doing the little T handshake that they do. But you've noticed some jokes between them and the Sasha Bailey thing that was going on. And I feel like they may be switching into okay, what we are going to do is we are going to have it to where Charlotte wins the title. Becky hates her for now winning that title and just wants to beat her for that title. Maybe we get a Charlotte win. Mella gets upset. She wants a rematch clause at SmackDown. She loses. She's out of the picture. Then it becomes a Becky, you ruined my chance. Because we even saw it at SmackDown where she was like, you know what? I'm not mad at Charlotte for what she did. She's a great competitor. And I wasn't mad at her for that. I was more of like, great. It's now another great competitor that I have to go at and who is standing in between me and that championship. This is a storyline that they can build on. And that's what I think they go into. You can't do that if you give it to Becky at SummerSlam. You can do that, though, if you give it to Charlotte this Sunday. And then the last blue brand match of the pay-per-view, we've got the WWE Championship between AJ Styles, between Samoa Joe. Holy crap, this SmackDown was crazy this past week with the whole everything we've had with AJ Styles saying, well, I've been doing sacrifices. I've had to give up for my family. And then Samoa Joe coming out and saying, hey, a fan had written to me recently, and it was your wife, AJ. It was your wife. She wants me to beat you at SummerSlam. And this match, I'm going to be rooting for AJ Styles. I've rooted for him for the past couple of pay-per-views. But I'm going to be honest, I'm going to pick Samoa Joe in this one. And I know what you're saying. Ricky, there's been a couple times now that you're doing the same thing you did in the Extreme Rules. You said, I want this guy to win. You picked the other guy. You're not going with your gut. What did you say you were going to do? I just think that when will AJ Styles run end as champion? He's a great champion. He's a great baby face. However, there needs to be conflict for this. I thought we were going to get that with Shinsuke, where Shinsuke would win the title and then they'd kind of be a little rivalry for it. Then I was like, are they going to do it with Rusev? No, they don't want to give Rusev that push. Now he's at where he's at now. Samoa Joe is a great heel and can be the heel that you need for AJ Styles. I think Samoa Joe wins it. They get the rematch on SmackDown that next Tuesday. And then really, I don't know. I don't know if you give it back to AJ. I don't know if you let it stay with Samoa a little bit. But I think that I'm going to be rooting for AJ, but Samoa Joe's going to be crazy. And I could just see him getting AJ in the clutch and just watching AJ go to sleep at SummerSlam and Joe having that belt at the end of the night. And then the last two matches, they are the Raw matches. The first one is the ICC title. Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, and everyone was going crazy after Monday Night Raw. I know Jake, our patron, had hit me up on Twitter in the DMs, slid into the DMs, and was like, oh my God, Dean Ambrose is back. The Lunatic Fringe is back. And this is one of the matches just because of that, because of how great matches with Seth Rollins are, and because of how great these matches have been so far between Ziggler and Seth Rollins. I can't wait for this one. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a complete wild card to me. I'm going to be rooting for Seth Rollins. I don't know if they give it to him. I'm going to say he wins. This is the one where I stick with my gut. I'm going to say they give it to him, but I wouldn't be surprised if they keep it with Dolph Ziggler, because this is where you go. Where do you go? Do you let Seth Rollins be the ICC again? Or because you're opening back up the Universal, and that's going to be important. Do you give him a push for that? Do you have Dean and Seth be a tag team and they intersect into the Raw Tag Team Championships? What do you do? I don't know. I'm rooting for Seth. That's who I'm going to pick. Seth Rollins to win the ICC back with the help of his friend Dean Ambrose. And then we've come to the last one, the match I am most excited for. It is Alexa Bliss. It is Ronda Rousey. And this is very simple for me. I want Alexa Bliss to win this one. It's not just because she's been one of my favorite wrestlers for the past few months, pretty much ever since a little bit before Money in the Bank. I've really been on the Alexa Bliss bandwagon. But Ronda Rousey, this is the thing I hope they don't do with this is, I know that, prediction spoiler, they're going to give it to Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey is going to be the champion. But what I would really want WWE to do is let Bliss beat Ronda at SummerSlam. The reason why is then you could dive into the story of Ronda's been through this before. The last time, well, I know in the the UFC, she was already champ. This was her kind of building that up. But she has gone through this before, losing a championship. And if you make it humiliating for Ronda, they're not going to do this, by the way. This is just me kind of dream booking here. So just go along for the ride with me. I just want them to build this rivalry and make it a thing. I don't want it to be, well, Ronda beat Alexa at SummerSlam. Who's Ronda's next opponent going to be? I feel like if you have a great match, you let Alexa keep the title, then you give Ronda something to yearn for. Because there's a part of me that when Alexa says, oh, you're an overhyped rookie, there's some sting to those words, because if she wasn't Ronda, well, this is true. If she wasn't Ronda Rousey, she wouldn't be given this opportunity so quick. And I know well, she's Ronda freaking Rousey. Of course she deserves this kind of press and this kind of popularity. But there's something behind those words. And I feel like if you have her lose to Alexa Bliss, then there's that little bit of like, okay, I got to really work for this. I'm not just going to step into the WWE and everything is going to be a cakewalk. That's why, for me, Alexa Bliss wins well, I want Alexa Bliss to win the title. I'm not going to be stupid. My prediction is Ronda Rousey, because that's where I just think the WWE's head is they're going to give the title to Ronda. They're going to let her be the champion, to sell merch, sell her as the champion. They will then move on to a different storyline for both these two. And part of me will be sitting there going, what did we miss from this? I hope they don't do what I just predicted. I hope they go with what I want. But yeah, I think they're going to give it to Ronda Rousey, and Alexa Bliss will then be really angry, scream at the top of her voice, have me put my earplugs in because it hurts my ears when she screams that loud. But that's going to do it for my predictions here for SummerSlam. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Also, I want to throw one more out for you. I'm not going to preview this one, not going to give a prediction, but let me know what you guys think of the NXT Championship match going on at the Brooklyn Takeover this weekend. That's a huge one as well. I'll be honest, if I'm rooting for anyone, it's going to be Johnny Wrestling in that, but that's just one I wanted to let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Also, let me know what you think about these matches coming up. Which ones are you excited for? Which ones aren't you excited for? Who do you want to win, and who do you think is going to win? Also, what surprises do you think are going to happen? To me, I think the biggest surprise is going to be the cash in at the Money at the Bank. Number 2 is going to be, we're going to see a superstar come back. So let me know what you guys think down below in that comment section, and I'll see you guys after SummerSlam.